Smackdown's ratings are high, meanwhile AEW's ratings say goodbye. Welcome back guys to Fog Wrestling. There's some good news for WWE. Their ratings are going up, the ratings are increasing, whereas AEW, they are going nowhere. But let's talk about Smackdown for the 7th of July 2023 edition of Smackdown. It heavily featured the Bloodline, the Tribal Court. It was promoted all week and the show done really well. Some people will say Roman Reigns is boring, some people say they're sick of the Bloodline, but the ratings will say otherwise, and it looks like when Roman Reigns is on the show, Smackdown does well. Now, it wasn't just Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, of course. There was other things. We had Edge coming back on SmackDown. Not only did he take part in Grayson Waller's talk show, but he also featured in a match. We had women's championship stuff. We had an attempted cash-in. We had AJ versus Karrion Kross. So it was an okay show. It wasn't just featured. It wasn't just a one, segment show. But the Bloodline was the main thing in the show, and it did take up over half an hour of TV time. Now, the rating SmackDown got was 2.561 million viewers, which is a very good rating considering what SmackDown does lately. I believe it's their highest rating in quite a while, but the real number here is the demographic, the one that Dave Meltzer likes to brag about, the one that Dave Meltzer says is important when it comes to WWE versus AEW. Meltzer is always claiming that AEW's total viewership doesn't matter as long as they're doing good in the demographic, 18 to 49. Well, SmackDown certainly did well in that demographic because they got their highest rating in over 3 years, yes. Their highest demographic rating in over 3 years. It got since March 2022. That was the last time they did a higher rating in the demographic. So they got a 0.76 for the 18 to 49, like I said, which is the highest rating since March 2022. And when you look at the Tribal Court, when you break it down, the second quarter of SmackDown during the Tribal Court did over 3 million viewers in total and a 0.94 in the 18 to 49 demo rating. So this just goes to show that when wrestling's good and when the WWE put on a good show, they can still get a good rating. And when it came to the Tribal Court, for that quarter hour, they did produce more than 3 million viewers in total. And it's been a long, long time since we've seen WWE consistently show 3 hours for the durability of a show. But maybe if they start building shows, maybe if they start putting more focus into shows and they start doing good shows from start to finish, then they can get back to that 3 million territory. Meanwhile, if we look at Rampage comes on directly after SmackDown. SmackDown goes from 8 to 10. Rampage comes on right after SmackDown, and that only did 368,000 viewers with a demographic of 0.12. So really, really poor when you look at the whole Friday Night War. And I know there isn't a war, but let's just pretend that there is. I mean, if there's a war, then AEW are taking heavy casualties, let's be honest. Rampage on their 100th show, the 100th edition of Rampage, you would expect it to do well. You'd expect it to maybe get a ratings bump, and it got 368,000 compared to the 2.561 million that SmackDown got. So massive difference there in the ratings, and it just proves, guys, that SmackDown is a far better show than Rampage. WWE is a far better company than AEW. And yeah, I mean, WWE, whether it be SmackDown, whether it be Raw, it doesn't matter. Both shows absolutely tank AEW, whether it's Dynamite, Collision, or Rampage. So there you go, Roman Reigns, the Tribal Court. No wonder the Bloodline's still going. No wonder Roman Reigns has held the belt so long. And if they keep getting ratings like this, then I'm sure they're going to stick it down our throats. They're going to continue to do Bloodline. But it's a very good rating for WWE and SmackDown. And overall, I thought, I didn't see the full show. I've seen highlights. The show looked good. It looked like a good edition of SmackDown. And I think, undoubtedly, SmackDown is the best show on weekly TV. It's a show that I think if you watch, you're more than likely to get at least a half-decent show. I never watch SmackDown and feel like I've just died. A lot of times you watch Raw and it's like you're tapping out 1 hour into the show. At least SmackDown, even if it's not great, I'd say it's at least watchable. So yeah, I'd say SmackDown is the best show on weekly television, and I think the ratings prove that. Anyway, guys, that is it. The best demographic rating for over 3 years. And during that quarter-hour segment with the Bloodline, they did get over 3 million total viewers. So a big, big rating for SmackDown. Let me know what you think down below, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, though, peace.